Now simply lay down a layer of thread along the hook shank. Touch and turns, take it all the way down. Now you take it down to the point where when you let the bobbin go, it's in line with the barb, or just before it goes round the bend of the hook. Remove the waste piece of thread. Now get your rib. Now this will give you a measure. Now I want a good hackle at the front, so you want about 3mm at least, an area where to put in your hackle, because this is going to be a dry fly more than anything. Now I've tied on a light hook, it's a B170 size 10. This fly is good in 10s and 12s, though you can fish whatever size, a good colour combination. Now I'm tying down the rib, making sure it's nice and secure, because that's important, because that's going to hold your fly together. And then bring your thread back down. Get your red seal's fur. So offer it to the thread. Now give an idea how I dub. It's very easy. If you've got an anchor point, which I'm holding the dubbing mainly in my finger and thumb, and I'm spinning the one way, putting twists and turns into the seal's fur, it should all follow together onto the thread. You see it twists out. So that's how I do it. So you need the anchor point, and then twisting the one way will allow the dubbing to twist round the thread. Now, put the red seal's fur onto my thread now. Now you can anchor point one way, you can anchor point the other way. What I mean by that is when I do a first turn, the seal's fur touching the body, I can tighten up, because there's your anchor point there now, and I can tighten up the dubbing if I want. What I like to do is I wind up. Now the red part, you're only looking maybe 3 or 4mm of the red seal's fur. You could go halfway up, it's up to you. It's your fly at the end of the day. Now get some of the green seal's fur, or a dark olive. Again, dub it onto your thread. Again, the anchor point there to start tightening up, then wind it up. Just come in off a wee bit, just go back in and tighten. To get to this point here, where you've got at least 3mm space left at the head there to form your hackle. Now, what I do with the Shannon, this is a saddle cock hackle from the Shannon Cape. Now you'll find the fibres at the bottom of the hackle are much longer than the ones up towards the tip. Now what I like to do is to get the use of the full hackle, simple, is to break it in half. Now use the tip for the body, and then the butt end of the fly, or the hackle, sorry, to form the hackle at the front. Now do a single turn, and then work your way down the body with the hackle until you get to your rib. Take your hackle, bring your rib across the hackle point, and then run your rib up through, tying everything down, and obviously adding colour to the fly. Now you can break the tip off, keep this, obviously your rib hole tight. Pull any fibres going forward before you bring the last turn up. Bring the thread with it, put a 90-degree bend into the rib, and then tie it down. Secure it in with a few turns, trim away the waste. Now I do like to tidy up a wee bit here, so carry on down with your thread to the eye and come back up. If you do that, it makes everything sit better, especially when you tie in the wing and on the hackle. Now mess up your fly a wee bit, piece of velcro, it's on a lollipop stick. Just run it through the fibres, bring the seal's fur up in, top and bottom. Just be careful you don't catch the thread, because you will burst the thread and break it. You don't want that, just move it out of the way. Then the wing. Now, this is the easiest way, this is the way I like to do it. Bring the fibres 90 degrees from the stem. Just bring it straight out. I mean, it looks a bit of a mess just now, but what I'm doing here is I want to line up the points of these fibres. Once I've got enough, and there's a good inch width there, I tear off. Now you know when you're right because all these ends here should be straight. They're straight and then they're straight. And then you can bring your fingers through it, marrying back the fibres. Basically what you're doing is marrying back these fibres so they're forming a wing. It'll not be perfect, but then the colour's in the fibre. That's what I want more than anything. And then what I do is just slightly flatten the hackle on the top. See the ends are all lined up. Just come in. Now you want the wing length, at least the full length of the hook over the back. So there's the full length of the hook, tied as a wing, tied on top, which will take it slightly by the bend. And then really bring and fold these fibres, fold them round like a point of a tent. Keep them tight and get them as close to the shank as you can. You want it really on the shank. You don't want any space between the wing and the hook itself. Then you just simply do a pinch and loop, pull nice and tight, 2 or 3 times, and then tighten up a couple more. See how the wing is sitting? That looks okay to me. Trim away the waste, tie it down and tie it up again. Thread to the front and come back up. If you do this, you'll end up with a much better fly. Now there's the bottom end of the hackle, the saddle hackle we had. Just trim away the fluff from the bottom. Catch it on the side, with the good side of the hackle facing yourself, and then run your thread down. Break this off. I put a wee half hitch in here, just so that you can work your hackle and not have the thread turns fall off at the eye. That there will secure it in. You can use hackle pliers, you can use your fingers. I'll use the hackle pliers. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to fold the hackle, just bring it through my fingers, really forming like the roof shape into the hackle, drawing them back. Now what I do here is actually wind on the edge, doing a touch and turns, winding down. It's really doubled up the hackle, forming a dry fly hackle. Just work your way down towards the eye. Just take your time, plenty of hackle you need. This is a dry fly. Now once you get to this point, just get the thread, bring it to the back, to the hackle to the front. Bring the thread over the back, once, twice, 3 times. Take your hackle pliers off. Still keeping the thread tight, fold the point of the hackle back and tie it or tuck it back. Nice and tight, build your head up. Just take your time. You can break this off, but you must keep a hold of the thread, keep it nice and tight. And then go and whip finish. 1, 2, 3, 4. And trim away your thread. And there's your fly. There's the green Peter, or one of the green Peters. Many versions, but if you can see, it's a lighter weight hook, it's a medium weight hook. It's tied more like a dry fly. You want it more nearer the surface. And there is one of the best, I would say, flies or dry flies you can have in your box, especially if you want to go to the island. And all you have to do, down a bit of varnish, just to seal the thread turns, finish off your fly, all the way around. Then what I do is tidy up, just simply take away the excess varnish and clean the eye out.